Why not go to the rolling waves, crashing cold to the hearts they say, sunset whisper.
Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Hey, today we're in downtown Montgomery, Alabama. We stopped by the Oakwood Cemetery, and as you can see behind me, there's Hank Williams Sr., famous country music singer, is buried here, along with his wife Audrey, and even his mother's buried here right next to him. But anyway, we're going to take you around this cemetery and show you who else is buried here. I think there's 4 Alabama governors and some U.S. representatives and some senators, U.S. senators. So it actually is 2 parts. You got Oakwood Cemetery proper, which was established in 1819, so it's been around a while. And then you got the Oakwood Annex, is actually where Hank Williams is buried at. And it was under private ownership, but the owner died in 2004. And I think the city kind of took it over from there and been maintaining it since. So anyway, there's several soldiers buried out here from Civil War and some of the other wars. And but anyway, we're going to go around this place, show you what it has to offer, and here we go.
Why not go to the rolling waves, crashing cold to the hearts they say, sunset whispers the day away, salt in the air where dreams can stay. Why not walk where the rivers flow?
And here at their graveside, as you can see, there's AstroTurf placed down. And they had to put that down because there were so many visitors coming here that it was actually desecrating the gravesite and wearing it down. So they put AstroTurf here. And you see Hank Jr. left a request here. Please do not desecrate this sacred spot. Many thanks, Hank Williams Jr. And the headstone, you can see they got Luke the Drifter, which was a nickname. And they got several of his songs listed here, most famous songs. But yeah, pretty cool. Hank Williams and Audrey Williams. And then right next to the Williams burial site, you've got a little section for soldiers from the French Air Force that were here at Maxwell training at the Air Force Base here in Montgomery. You can see they passed away during World War II. And then right next to that, you've got soldiers from the Royal Air Force from England, buried right next to them. And all these soldiers were here training at the Maxwell Air Force Base. So pretty cool. They got a place dedicated for them, for foreign soldiers buried here. And up here looking, looks like they've got soldiers from World War I buried here. So yeah, this is the Oakwood Annex area here. You see they've got some roped off, not sure why. I don't think we'll get close to it. Anyway, we're gonna check out some more of the cemetery. All right, as we're walking around the Oakwood Cemetery here, we come across Colonel B.D. Fry, who was at the Battle of Gettysburg. I'll read that to you real quick. It says, July 1st, 1863, Fry placed in command of Archer's Brigade of Alabama and Tennessee troops following Archer's capture. His brigade was on the right of the Pettigrew's division and to the left of Pickett's. The brigade of direction for the assault across the wheat field on July 3rd. Bravely leading his brigade up Cemetery Ridge under galling artillery and small arms fire, he was wounded in the shoulder and thigh before being captured by the Federals. His troops reached the stone wall where his regimental color bearer stabbed an enemy soldier with his flagstaff. Paroled in '64 and promoted, he served until the war's end. And he's buried right here. So pretty cool. Soldier at the Battle of Gettysburg, buried here in Montgomery, Alabama. All right, now we found the grave of Thomas Good Jones, buried right here. Warrior, statesman, jurist Thomas Good Jones. He was a major in the Confederate States Army. He was Speaker of the House, Governor of Alabama, United States District Judge, and the author of the first lawyer's Code of Ethics. His wife, Georgina Carolyn Bird, is buried right next to him. So pretty cool. One of the governors of Alabama. All right, we found the grave of another governor, Alabama, William C. Oates. Said, born in poverty, reared in adversity, without educational advantages, yet by honest individual effort, he obtained a competency and the confidence of his fellow men. While fairly liberal to relatives and to the worthy poor, a devoted Confederate soldier, he gave his right arm for the cause. He accepted the result of the war without a murmur. And in 1899, he was a brigadier general of the United States Volunteers in the war with Spain. So William C. Oates, former governor of Alabama. There you can pause it and read it. He was at Gettysburg as well. And there's also the Children of God Cemetery located here at Oakwood as well. Walk down here and see what it looks like. And a marker. To all who rest here, you're greatly loved. I'm not going to walk all the way up, but as you can see up the hill, there's several children's graves here. All right, now we come across a memorial to Francis Scott Key Fitzgerald. He's actually buried in St. Mary's Churchyard in Rockville, Maryland. But this is his wife, the eldest Sayer Fitzgerald's family plot. And I don't see where she's buried here. She may be buried with him in Maryland. But anyway, this is her family, it appears. They've got Anthony Dickinson Sayer, Got Marjorie Sayer Brinson, her husband. And you've got Minnie Sayer and Anthony Sayer. So it looks like it's F. Scott Fitzgerald's wife's family plot here, and they just have it. All right, now we come to the grave of another Alabama governor, Thomas Hill Watts. And this is the Watts family cemetery, graveyard, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, pretty cool. Another Alabama governor. And as we're out here walking around, we come across this one in memory of William O. Baldwin. He's in the 22nd Alabama, born November 23rd, 1845. He was killed at the Battle of Franklin, Tennessee on the night of November 30th, 1864. He was only 19 years old and 7 days. We made it to site number 7. It says, "Here lies Jim, slave of F. Schuessler, died June 14th, 1854, aged 30 years, remembered for his virtue." And this is in the Scott Free Cemetery, the name of this little section here. And he wasn't supposed to be charged to be buried in this section. And I don't know if you can see way in the distance, you got I-65. Alright, I see another one we're gonna go check out too. Alright, we made it to site 9. And this is the grave of Benjamin Fitzpatrick. He was also Alabama governor. He was born June 30th, 1800. Died November 21st, 1869. 69 years old. All right, right next to Governor Fitzpatrick, you got Robert B. Armistead. He was a major in the Confederate States of America, born in Virginia, November 16th, 1826, killed at Shiloh, looks like April 6, 1862. If you never visited Shiloh battlefield, you need to check that place out too in Tennessee. And then, on the other side of him, you got Colonel William Armistead. He was born in Virginia, October 8th, 1797. Died August 18th, 1856. So wow, born before 1800. And it looks like you got Lucy Armistead on this side of the marker, so pretty cool. Alright, we got John Gidramp. He actually purchased land here and what later become part of the city of Montgomery. He was on the board of directors of the Montgomery-Chattahoochee Railroad. So he was a prominent businessman here in Montgomery. All right, folks, we're going to wrap the Oakwood Cemetery tour up. And right now we're at the graveside of James Holt Clanton. Born 1827, died in 1871. Walk around this side of the marker. It says James Holt Clanton, 1827, 1871, Brigadier General, Confederate States of America. Leader of a Democratic and Conservative Party of Alabama, the bulwark of his people against radical Reconstruction, not without fear and without reproach. One of the things that he's famous for, he opened the battle at Shiloh in Tennessee, so that's pretty cool there. And also, he was assassinated by a former Union soldier in Knoxville, Tennessee. But his family had moved back to Alabama, so they brought him here and buried him. So pretty cool. James Holt Clanton. Can you only imagine that's what the city of Clanton's named after? I don't know. Check it out. All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up here at Oakwood Cemetery. We spent several hours out here and still didn't see half of it. So if you get a chance, come check this place out. You've got Oakwood Cemetery. You've got Scott Free Burial Cemetery. You got St. Mary's Cemetery. Then you've got the Oakwood Annex where Hank Williams. So if you go to the City of Montgomery website and type in Oakwood pamphlet, and it'll pull it up and it'll give you all the numbers of the historic sites and who's buried there. So you can check that out. But hey, if you like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. If you hadn't subscribed, we greatly appreciate it if you consider doing that. And be sure to hit that notification bell so you know when we put out a new video. And as we say when we're planning our next new adventure, why not go check out an old cemetery where people are still alive?
Or see